So I haven't seen your worksheet pop up yet, but do you have a line of credit that you're working with?
I have a HELOC that's currently maxed out, and I have a number of credit cards with Headspace on them.
Okay.
But yeah, not a specific line of credit that I opened for this just
For
yet.
this, okay. So the HELOC, you said it's maxed out. So what does that mean? What's your balance on it?
It's $129,000 right now.
Okay. And what's your monthly payment on that?
Let's see, it's $1,199.
Okay. And what's the balance on your mortgage?
A little over 500,000, I believe 580.
Okay. And what's your value on that home?
Close to 900K, around 875.
Okay, 875K is the value. You said you had a $500,000 balance?
568,922.
Okay, it just came in, so let's look at your worksheet. What state are you in?
Arizona.
Arizona. I've had so many people from Arizona lately, and I want to live there because it's Sunshine State. I
It
know,
is
right?
sunshine a lot.
I
Right.
love it. I think I would love that. I was telling my husband yesterday, we were getting in the car and it was trying to drizzle rain. And I'm like, can we just go to Arizona? And he said, you wouldn't like it there. There's never any rain. It's dusty. And I'm like, never any rain. That was the answer.
Very little rain, very little.
Well, I'm glad it rains here because we have the mountains, and if it doesn't rain, they burn. So,
Oh, yeah. Where are you coming from?
East Tennessee. So,
Like
yeah.
very east, like Knoxville, or?
Yeah, like very, very eastern of that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm like hillbilly mountains. Yeah.
love, love it. Well, it's beautiful out there too.
It is. It's very nice. But anyway, okay. So I see your home here. You're at 568,922 for your balance. Your credit scores are good. You have great income. I don't even want to know what the rate is that you're paying on that mortgage, do I?
It's sub 3.
All right, so 787.5 would be your loan to value on this home. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, I love your tithing. That's great.
Absolutely critical piece of our lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, it's the way I feel about it. Okay, so you have two vehicles. The line of credit is at 120. You have a 568. Let's say 569, and then you're at 120K on the LOC. Okay, so have you considered moving into a first lien HELOC?
Don't know the difference between that and the one I currently have with Figure.
Okay, so the first lien HELOC would come in and pay this all off and put it into a HELOC at about a 7.357 right now, I believe it is. What rate are you at with the line of credit you're in?
Oh, it's like 11 plus.
Are you with Bank of America?
No, it's Figure lending.
Oh, Bank of America is having really high rates like that too. So let's just take what you've got here with these payments, which is 3,009 for your home, let's say, and then 1,200. So you're at 4,042.09 just for your home.
Right.
Let's see if we can beat that with this. You have 166,000 in automobiles and then 54,000 in credit cards, and the credit cards at 54,000 are costing you $1,850 a month.
Yeah, and one piece that I didn't know how to put into the credit cards too is I travel quite a bit for work, so I have reimbursement cash flow. I don't know if that makes a difference, or we can help reduce the total monthly peak value in that cadence. I don't even understand if I'm articulating this right, but
how much is the reimbursement usually?
It can average around 4,000. No, I guess it can average closer to 10,000 a month.
10,000 a month?
Correct.
And that's your reimbursement?
Yeah, that's how much I would put onto one of these credit cards and then pay down almost immediately, within a week or two of that expense.
Oh yeah, definitely. So whichever credit card you're using for that needs that reimbursed right back as soon as you can do it.
Yep.
Okay, so you have the 17,277 balance on the $30,000 limit. Is that the one you use for expenses?
Yes, very, very astute of you. That is exactly yes.
Okay, so then really you have about a $7,000 balance on there if you're putting that back in?
Yes.
Okay.
That was just a snapshot of where it was at yesterday when I put this out.
Okay, that would be great. Okay, so let's talk about this first. So you're at 689. So let's just say 690. 4230. This would be your average interest throughout. But let's see how that's going to look. Do 690, and then we threw your credit card debt in there as well at 54,200, let's say, which is not that much. But that would be 745 times. All right, so that means you would gain also the 1850. So $6,059 in payments being converted into cash flow if you move all of your home debt and your credit card debt into this other line of credit. So you're still even moving all of this into your new line of credit, turning all of those payments into cash flow. After you bring out the interest, you would still be looking at about a 17-year payoff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't include the 10,000 that you were talking about that goes back in. So we've got things there that, definitely are going to change that number, but giving you a worst case scenario, 16 and a half years. That being said, due to the high interest rates that you have currently, you could move into the MoneyMax automated system, which is going to bring your total interest, even your credit cards at 23 and 22, and you have a 3% basically on the mortgage. You're talking about 60% there. So if you're bringing all that down to 2%, all of your income goes mainly onto principal amounts, which is going to pay that down faster regardless. So you have a few options as far as if you wanted to move into a line of credit, if you wanted just to go with the automated system, if you wanted to do them both. You have options. You're just going to have to decide which works for you and what you feel more comfortable with.
The MoneyMax is a separate software service, correct? That kind of uses an algorithm in the background to prioritize which principal to chase at what time?
Exactly. So the algorithm shows you where to put what payment on what date into what debt so that you are paying the principal amounts before that interest applies. So that's how you're hitting mainly principal and knocking off a whole lot of interest. So that system always beats my numbers by 2 years, if not more. It's just because that algorithm knows, where to tell you to do.
It's just a little more efficient, right? Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
And in terms of first position HELOC options, do you recommend or refer any that would be in that 7% realm that you were?
Yeah. So I can introduce you through email to someone that does that in Arizona. So, you can get, what I'll do is I'll introduce you through email and they'll send you back a link to schedule directly with them. And you can find out some information. It looks like that your income's great. Your credit score is good. It has to be over 700, so you're good there. And then I'm trying to think. Your income is great. I feel like that I'm missing something because your income is so good that I can't figure out where it's going. And I guess it's just having. Do you have a large family?
Not particularly. There's 4 of us. But our living expenses, I'm trying to carve out, see what, there's not a lot there. It really is just trying to tackle the debt and what I thought was a logical way right now, getting over my minimums on the credit cards. Sometimes I'll throw a little bit more into a car or a little bit more into very little bit more into the HELOC. I really haven't been paying that forward much at all over the last year that I've had it. But that is what it sums up to. How can I optimize the amount of money that I make? And that's just the baseline of what I make on a 2 paycheck per month understanding. I have obviously 2 additional paychecks per year. I have a bonus structure due next year that would help facilitate even further, quote unquote, velocity to the program.
Yeah.
But it is optimization right now. What can I do with what I have today, or at least for the next 7 months, to see the best return?
Well, since you told me you're paid basically on a biweekly schedule, then your best option is going to be the MoneyMax, even over the first lien, because the first lien is going to have this average interest to pay off. So the MoneyMax is going to take your biweekly pay and probably get you down to more like an 8-year payoff instead of the 16, because you just mentioned that. So I would make the suggestion that you at least go for a free analysis with that program just to see, because it's a guaranteed product and you don't make any decisions until you know if it's something you want and works for you. But I would make a suggestion you would at least have a conversation with them, because of your high payment debt and the high interest debt that you have. I just really feel like, in your income, I just really feel like that is going to be a very fast option for you to remove the debt. The line of credit, of course, always works. It's just a little bit slower.
Sure.
And you're doing the manual transfers, as you need them and stuff like that.
Interesting. Okay. No, that's encouraging to know. Just going through the last bit of my questions here, making sure that we are all covered. That's very encouraging. Thank you very much, Christy, for the time and the insight. And yeah, looking forward to moving forward on this. And God bless what you do. We really
Thank you. Thank you.